In Activity 4, we're having a discussion about the reading, and we have some questions to answer. We have 4 questions, in fact. So the first one says, to bond with a baby, hug him, hold him, touch him, and cuddle him. Can you repeat that, please? To bond with a baby, hug him, hold him, touch him, and cuddle him. Okay, so we need to review. What do these words mean? What does it mean to hug? How do you hug? Hug, you put your arms around somebody, right? You hug an adult, you hug a child, you hug a baby. Okay, hold. How about hold? Hold. You hold the baby. So if it's a baby and the baby doesn't know how to stand, you probably have to hold the baby. How do you hold the baby safely? If it's an infant, what do you have to do to hold the baby safely? You have to put the baby's, you have to make sure you support the baby's neck, okay? Make sure you have support on the baby's neck and head, because the baby doesn't have enough strength, right? So make sure that your baby's neck and head are supported when you hold the baby. Now, if you put the baby over your shoulder, you could put the baby over your shoulder and hold on. Don't just like hold on to the feet. Hold on to the back and on the neck, because that way you'll protect the baby, right? So that's another way to hold on to the baby. You can hold the baby in a lot of different ways. When they get older, they can sit up themselves. There's different things you can do. You can hold them this way, but an infant is not a good idea to hold them like this. Their head might flop over. Okay, how about touch? Touch you just do with your hands. You can touch your baby like this, right? Different parts of the body you can touch. And cuddle, what does cuddle mean? Cuddle means you hold on to them tight. You kind of feel a tenderness. Cuddle. Cuddle. Okay. All right. Number 2 asks, what are some safe things that you can give a baby to see, hear, touch, smell, and taste? And what are some unsafe things? So we want to talk about which things are safe and which things are not safe, because we have to be careful to keep the safe, to give them the safe things and keep the unsafe things away. So what are some safe things for them to see? They can see pictures, right? They say colorful things. They say photos of you and your friends and other children. Okay, photos of nature. Okay, they can see pictures and they can also see toys, right? Are there any unsafe things that you shouldn't let them see? How about bright lights? Put them out in the sun. Is that a good idea? Is it a good idea for them? No, that would not be safe. Okay. How about things that they can hear? What things should you let them hear? What things? Music? Soft music? Mm-hmm. You're singing? You're talking? Okay. But careful, not too much loud music or loud sounds. Okay. How about for touching? What things can you give the baby to touch? Things that are safe. Soft toys? Mm-hmm. Like little teddy bears and soft little animals, cushions, blankets. You see the picture of the babies. They're holding onto blankets and they're soft. Okay, so things that are not safe to touch are things with sharp edges. If they're very sharp edges that could cut the baby, you want to keep those away. Those are unsafe things. Also, what about the size of things that you give babies? You have to be sure that they are not something they swallow. If the things are too small, then the baby could put it in the mouth and then choke on them. So you have to be sure that you can give things to the baby that they cannot swallow and they can't choke on. They have to be big enough. So, the baby likes to suck on things and put things in their mouth, but you have to be sure that they're not too small, things that don't cause choking. And also, you must be careful not to give the baby anything that's poisonous, right? Because if they breathe or smell or taste the poison, it could make them very sick, even make them die, because they're such small bodies, they have very small bodies. It could be very strong, so you have to be careful about those types of things too. So how about when you're feeding the baby? For tasting things, which things, if you're talking about an infant, what things are safe and what things are unsafe? Again, we talk about the size of food and the kind, the texture of food. If it's soft, you can drink it, it's okay. If it's maybe like rice pudding, something that is blended. You have a blender? You ever blend the food? So it's very small, it's easy to swallow. But if they're pieces, then it's easy for the baby to choke. You don't want to feed those to the baby. Okay. Now, the next question asks, when should you show that you're proud of a baby? When should you show you're proud, and how can you show that? What can you do? What can you say to show you're proud of a baby? You should show the baby you're proud of the baby as often as possible, to encourage the baby when they hold on to something, or when they move, or they crawl, and say, oh, that's a good job, nice job. Or maybe they start making sounds, and they make some sounds that they're showing they're trying to use their voice, right? You can smile. You can smile at the infant. You can touch the infant in a kind way, and you can tell her, I'm proud of you. Even though they don't understand your words, the baby will understand your tone of voice. And they can understand whether you're happy and pleased or whether you're angry. They don't need to understand the words yet. The tone of voice is really very important. So in your opinion, is it difficult to take care of a baby?
Yes.
Sometimes it is, right? Because when the baby is frustrated, when the baby's crying, when the baby has colic, sometimes you get crazy. You think, oh my goodness, why did I have this baby? Or maybe I'll give this one away and get a new one. But sometimes the baby is pleasant, it's fun to be with, and that you have fun with the baby. And you have to try to remember the good days and keep those days in your mind and move forward. Have you ever bonded with a baby? Have you ever? Raise your hand if you have bonded with a baby before. You become close to your baby. Okay. How many have babies of your own? You have your own babies. Okay, good. And some of you don't have your own babies, but do you take care of other people's babies? Raise your hand if you take care of others. Okay. How many of you want to? You want to take care of other people's babies? You want to? Okay. That's the kind of person I want to send my baby to. Somebody who likes babies and likes to take care of them. Yeah. Okay. That's good. Now let's talk about some vocabulary.